Okay, I'm going to do a video on crescent wrenches. Now you kind of think that'd be sort of old hat sort of stuff, but there actually is a right and a wrong way to use these things. And before we get into that, just a couple things. Here's 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, and a little 4. At various times I've had use for all these things. Some people say you should not use a crescent wrench, that they're not accurate enough, they tend to round the bolts and so on. Well, if I was in a location where I was always in the same place, had lots of money to throw away, I would go ahead and probably use open and box end wrenches for everything. But this industry, you're out in a truck, you're going into somebody's basement, and you can't carry 300 pounds worth of tools. So we use crescent wrenches. Okay, with this range of crescent wrenches, I can go from essentially 0 up to about 2 inches. The 15 will probably do me a 2 inch. So you can see you're covering an awful lot of open-end wrenches with this thing. Okay, this little guy here, this is a 4 inch, and it's kind of a piece of crap. Somebody gave this thing to me. It's made in Korea or something, Omega. It doesn't move smoothly, but this is something I keep on my keychain, because it's very useful for just little things you got to pull off for whatever reason. So it might be nice to have a 4 inch. Now I've shown you 4 inch, 6 inch, 8 inch, 12 inch, and 15. I actually think you should probably have all of those in your vehicle. But this little bugger is kind of nice because it's on a keychain. So let's see how it should actually be used. Okay, now here I'm going to take this little 6 inch, and you should have your finger like that, so it can be big enough, go down till it stops, and then if you're tightening it, you're going to turn it this way. Now the reason we're turning it this way is it's easier on the wrench. So as you take it off, you're going to open it up a little bit, put it on, tighten, turn, open, on, tighten, turn, open, tighten, turn, whatever, one of those things. Anyway, but it should be loosened each time and then tightened each time. If you just put it on there, it's going to work loose probably. Sometimes it works tight, but most of the time it works loose. And the problem is it's going to start rounding the bolt. So just a little action. I'm going to go over that one more time. Loose, tighten, turn. Loose, tighten, turn. That's how it's supposed to be done. Now the reason this wrench goes this way, clockwise in this case, is if you can see this, look where the hex is on this thing. And by the way, you should not use them out here, although everybody does. It is hard on the wrench and it tends to round the bolts, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, if I'm turning, loosen this thing a little bit. Okay, now if I'm going to turn this thing clockwise, I've tightened it down, and notice this notch of the hex is actually on the strongest part of the wrench. It's pulling up on the wrench, but it's on the strongest part of the wrench. And on the opposite side here, this part is actually pushing down this way onto here. Now if I did it the other way around and turned it this way, okay, now if you can see that, where this part here this part of the hex here is on the weakest part of the wrench there, and this part here is actually trying to lift this piece up. Now if that makes sense to you, you can use this crescent wrench. I know everybody's not going to use it just the right way, but, and of course you can use it like that too. That's really hard on the wrench. It does work, but to keep from rounding the bolts and to get the best use out of the wrench, it should be turned that way. Okay, that's how to use a crescent wrench.